Urbanization in humanitarian sector. Humanitarian responses in urbanization. Urbanization is a significant global trend affecting humanitarian responses and development strategies. As more of the world's population moves into urban areas, the challenges and complexities of providing humanitarian assistance and fostering sustainable development also increase. Here's a deeper look into the implications of urbanization for the humanitarian sector. Tailored intervention strategies. Humanitarian programs must adapt their strategies to address the specific needs of urban populations. This includes developing targeted interventions for diverse groups and creating flexible responses that can quickly adjust to the dynamic nature of urban crises. Partnerships and coordination. Effective response in urban settings requires strong coordination among multiple stakeholders, including local governments, NGOs, community groups, and the private sector. Building partnerships is crucial for comprehensive planning and response. Technology and innovation. Leveraging technology can improve the efficiency and effectiveness of humanitarian interventions in urban areas. This includes using geographic information systems, GIS, for mapping vulnerabilities and resources, mobile technology for cash transfers and communication, and innovative solutions for health and housing. Focus on resilience and sustainability. Building resilience in urban areas involves strengthening the capacity of urban systems and communities to withstand and recover from emergencies. Sustainable development is also crucial, ensuring that urban growth does not outpace the capacity of infrastructure and services. Community engagement. Engaging urban communities in the planning and implementation of humanitarian actions is key. Community-based approaches help ensure that interventions are relevant and well supported by local populations. How humanitarian efforts are adapting to urbanization. As urbanization continues to grow, the humanitarian sector must deepen its understanding and refine its strategies to effectively address the unique challenges that come with dense, diverse, and dynamic urban environments. Here's an extended exploration into how humanitarian efforts are adapting to urbanization. Urban risk profiling. Urban areas often present complex risk landscapes due to varied socio-economic profiles, infrastructure levels, and governance structures. Detailed risk profiling, using advanced data analytics and mapping technologies, helps humanitarian organizations identify vulnerability hotspots and infrastructure weaknesses. This profiling enables more targeted interventions and efficient resource allocation. Integrated urban planning. Humanitarian interventions increasingly need to be integrated into broader urban planning and development strategies. This means working closely with urban planners, local governments, and other stakeholders to ensure that humanitarian efforts are aligned with long-term urban development plans. Such integration helps in building resilient infrastructures, such as flood defenses and earthquake-resistant buildings, and ensuring that land use planning takes vulnerability assessments into account. Enhancing local capacities. Strengthening the capacity of local entities, including municipal governments and local NGOs, is crucial in urban humanitarian responses. These local actors often have the best understanding of the local context and can continue to provide support long after international actors have left. Capacity building can involve training, providing resources for emergency preparedness, and supporting the development of local volunteer networks. Addressing urban poverty and inequality. Urban settings often hide significant inequalities. Slum dwellers and other marginalized groups might be disproportionately affected by crises due to poorer living conditions and lesser access to services. Humanitarian programs are increasingly focusing on addressing the root causes of urban poverty and inequality, integrating social protection mechanisms, affordable housing programs, and access to quality healthcare and education. Legal and policy frameworks. Navigating the legal and policy frameworks in urban areas can be particularly challenging for humanitarian actors. Issues such as land tenure, housing rights, and the legal status of migrants or displaced persons require a solid understanding of local, national, and international law. Humanitarian organizations often engage in advocacy to protect the rights of vulnerable urban populations and to push for policies that address the needs of all city residents, especially during and after crises. Innovative financing models for urban interventions. Given the scale of resources required for effective urban humanitarian responses, innovative financing models are essential. This includes not only diversifying funding sources but also engaging in partnerships that can mobilize private capital for public good. Instruments like municipal bonds, impact investments, and public-private partnerships can provide necessary funds for large-scale urban humanitarian projects. Technology and smart solutions. Urban areas offer unique opportunities to use smart technology to improve humanitarian responses. Internet of Things, IoT, devices can monitor and report in real time on various metrics such as water quality, movements of people, and post-disaster damage assessments. Mobile applications can disseminate information quickly and gather data from affected populations to inform response strategies. Urban refugee and migrant support. With a significant number of refugees and migrants settling in urban areas, specific strategies to support these populations are crucial. This includes ensuring access to housing, health care, education, and employment, as well as legal assistance to navigate complex urban legal environments. Building networks of support among urban refugee communities also helps in ensuring their integration and access to services. As urban areas continue to grow and present new challenges and opportunities, the humanitarian sector's approaches must evolve. Adapting to urban settings requires not just a shift in tactics but also a deeper integration of humanitarian action into the fabric of urban development and planning. This holistic approach ensures that the acute needs of urban populations are met while also laying the groundwork for long-term resilience and development. Challenges of urbanization in the humanitarian sector. As urbanization continues to shape the global demographic landscape, humanitarian organizations must increasingly focus on urban-specific strategies and innovations. Adapting to the urban context requires not only addressing immediate humanitarian needs but also contributing to long-term development and resilience building in urban settings. Increased population density. Urban areas often have high population densities, which can exacerbate the impact of crises such as natural disasters or pandemics. The close quarters can lead to quicker spread of diseases and make it more difficult to provide relief effectively. Infrastructure and services strain. Rapid urban growth often outpaces the development of infrastructure and services. This can lead to inadequate water, sanitation, housing, and health services, making urban populations particularly vulnerable in times of crisis. Complex socio-economic dynamics. Urban settings are characterized by diverse socio-economic groups and complex social dynamics. This diversity can complicate the delivery of aid and the implementation of interventions that need to be sensitive to various cultural, economic, and social contexts. Land and housing issues. In many cities, issues related to land tenure and overcrowding can complicate efforts to provide shelter and rebuild after disasters. Informal settlements, where many urban poor live, are often built on land susceptible to floods, landslides, or other hazards. Higher costs of living and inequality. Urban areas generally have a higher cost of living than rural areas, which can exacerbate poverty and limit access to services for the disadvantaged. Inequalities can lead to pockets of severe deprivation that may be hidden by overall urban affluence.
If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel.